This is the Honor Defense Honor Guard HG9 SC. We will just call it in this tabletop review, Nothing Fancy project, the HG9. There's some good and there's some bad about this gun as we see it.
Yeah.
Tactical Doodle is here. After we got done shooting it at the range in the desert, I came back, looked around on the internet a little bit. Guess what kind of reviews I saw on the gun?
Nothing but praise.
That is absolutely correct. That's what I saw. I didn't go through all of them, but generally that's the feel I got. Lots of positivity about the Honor Defense Honor Guard HG9 SC.
Sometimes guys kind of forget that a whole market exists outside of a piece. And when it works in hand, they go, dude, it works. It works. And they forget that other stuff works too.
Well, that's a really good point. And when something is new in the gun industry, and we've talked about this, guys go over the moon about it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So a lot of the reviews were written when the gun was new. It came out like 2016 or something. We're way late in reviewing it. Welcome to Team B. We got so much content to try to push through a very small funnel. Standard stuff, but here we are. We're reviewing it now. Rave reviews is what I saw. And even back then, there was some really good competition out. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, it really made me wonder if the company sent out some pistols, you know, to certain people. Hey, review this how you want. I just don't know. I don't know. We got this pistol as a loaner from, guess who? Correct. Handgun Haven. That's who. Thanks to Handgun Haven. Right? For the loaner, they are up by the airport, Salt Lake City. They don't pay us. We don't pay them. If we like the HG9 SC, we'd buy it. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. That's where we got it from. It's a pure process, though. So Honor Defense did not send this to us. I love it that way.
Yeah,
I love it that way. So we are removed from the company. We can say whatever the hell we want. If a reviewer takes a gun free, then there's some obligation there.
Yeah.
You can say something negative about the gun, but guess what? You ain't gonna get no more guns in the future.
Yeah, you get
That's how it works
letters.
in the industry.
We were really disappointed to hear, especially if someone went to Matt for you, and this guy's great, he's awesome, and next thing you know...
You give a negative review, you're done.
Well, now you're responsible for them getting in hot water at their job.
Right, right. Hey. Now, don't interpret this as being like a negative review on the HG9. It's not. We're going to say some good things about it, but things are going to get real when we talk about competitive options.
Yeah.
Because this came to the market, even back then, in a very competitive gun world in the carry market. Some great options, and now it's even more competitive.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to hold it to the standard of us as purchasers. That's why guys and gals click on our videos and like what we have to say. It's a pure data point. That's all it is. It's not, doesn't mean we're the absolute know-it-all of the gun, but we will depart from the interweb, and we've done it a lot. I think that's one reason TMP lasts. It's because guys know that they can count on us. Off we go to the races. Mini rant. I want to make this super mini before I get into a short mention of POU features, how to shoot, would we buy it. I don't really dig it when companies, and I think Honor Defense does this, tie into patriotism to sell their products. Kind of insinuating that, hey, you're unpatriotic if you don't buy our products.
Yeah.
There was another company, it was FMK, that was like that, and I took them to task for that as well. Freedom.
Anything with patriot in the name, anything talking about the founding fathers.
You put...
Oh, so you don't like George Washington?
Right.
You're not going to buy my $3,000 custom-coded AR?
Right.
If you were a real man and a real American, you'd have 4. And
we get hit up a lot. I get hit up a lot to review products, and people will say this, hey, you know, I'm veteran owned, you know, I'm a patriot, you know, they're insinuating that if you don't cover my product in your video show, Nothing Fancy, you're not patriotic. And it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it. And I would never do it as a company. I don't do that here in the show. Never have, never will. We love veterans. We're obviously very patriotic. We absolutely love our country. That's not what we're saying. We just don't like it being tied in so closely and so closely into the company.
You shouldn't take a good percentage of why I should buy your product. Right. It should be like 5 to 10% at most. It should stand on 90%, like competent, wonderful product, and then
kind of a smoke
by the
screen.
way, a cool guy is here.
It's like a smoke screen. Hey man, because we're gonna say some negative things about the gun, but you know, hey, it's patriotic. You know. Yeah. Here we go. Philosophy of use. Obviously, it's what Tactical Doodle.
carry pistol.
There you go. End of discussion on philosophy of use. Any questions on that? We've covered it a lot.
I can't imagine competing with it. It's not like fun. It's not a a plinking.
Well, I don't see any second cool to it at all. It's not like a second cool piece like the Evo 9 SP we reviewed. That has second cool to it.
It's got barbecue factor.
That's high-end
carry craftsmanship.
Barbecue factor. What he means by that, if you haven't watched that video, I don't know when these will post, is that you're at a family barbecue, a neighborhood barbecue, and you get to brag about your carry piece. It's pretty funny, actually. Yeah. End of discussion on philosophy of use. Features. Let's start off with good things, okay? Things we like.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to say what we say. I don't know what other reviewers like, dislike. I really don't give a shit. Do you? No. We do love the stippling on this. It looks aftermarket.
It's awesome.
It's fantastic.
It's very aggressive for factory.
Love it. One of the best traction jobs on any grip. The Honor Guard gets it done. Very, very nice. So that's a good thing. The grip itself is good. I love the grip. It's fantastic. It really locks in the hand because it continues all the way around on the front strap, on the back strap. It locks. It is fantastic. There's two different back straps. You can put a flat one on. You can keep this arched one on, and there's a roll pin you have to knock out to replace them. That's good. I don't think anybody's going to put the flat one on. Let us know in comment if you have a HG9 SC and you did it. Interesting. It has a really good magazine release that is situated properly, and it's also on the right hand side, so this is a great ambidextrous gun. And you'll note that also the slide release, slide stop, also on the right hand side. It's on both sides.
I really like that.
That's pretty cool. That's a good thing. I'm saying that it's there. A bad thing is that it's recessed so deeply within the polymer frame, it's almost useless. We love using the slide release. I always do.
Yeah.
You can pretty much forget about it with the HG9. You're going to be slingshotting the sucker.
It's funny because we slingshot a lot more than other people because you always have a selection of different pistols.
Techniques. Right.
But that's why more than other people.
With some pistols, slingshot makes more sense.
And that's why these days you'll see us do it a lot, but we don't
good example,
prefer it.
This one.
Yeah.
LCP2. So we're not saying we always use a slide release, but we like the option. That's what we're saying. Forget about it in the HG9. There's your takedown lever. It works good. I think that's well executed.
Yeah.
I got no issues with that. It's nice. The frame itself looks good. It's a good looking pistol. Yeah. Now we get into some negative things, shall we say?
It's almost weird. If you could...
Negative things?
If I could Frankenize like the bottom half of this gun
right.
and kit bash it with something else, I'd be digging it.
Yeah.
I'd be... Because I love this.
Right.
I love this.
All
I do like the
mag
trigger.
Release.
I wish they had this stippling on the front.
Yeah.
But...
Okay, one thing that I don't like, and I don't think you do either, is, again, we see a slanted, slick front of the trigger guard. That is a huge miss. Okay, now, there's a competitive option. You're seeing it right here. You know what it is. We'll show you that. It's not perfect either. It has some issues. But we have some other competitive options that get this right. This is also telling you, don't rest your finger here.
Yeah.
This is the company making a statement. That's not how you shoot a pistol. How about you give your customers an option? Square off the front of the trigger guard, put some traction, show them that one. Go ahead.
This is one of my favorites to this day, even though this is very old-fashioned. This is a Gen 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Good luck finding that.
TD carries this all the time.
Look at that. They want your finger there.
Yeah, they actually have an indentation.
Dude, and it looks pretty shallow, but when you shoot at it,
you love
it's
it.
Nice.
The
you can really
PPS,
tuck it down.
Both in that first version and the second version are amazing. Fantastic. By the way, we're going to show you that gun again and make another point before we wrap up the video. That's a huge miss to me. I don't like it. Now, could I put on skateboard tape or stipple it myself? Yeah. But as it comes out of box, it's irritating. Enough said. On to the trigger. When I was looking around on the interweb, a lot of good things are being said about the trigger on the Honor Guard HG9 SC. I'm not super in love with it. I mean, even though it pulls around 7 pounds, which isn't that bad, I don't like the trigger on this gun, like at all. Like at all. I don't like it. I think it's mushy. There's a long take up. The reset's kind of forward. It's an indistinct reset. Not that I'm a reset, snob. I'm not. I don't like the trigger. You're like, holy crap! It seems like it. It's a lot stiffer than it is. On the good side, it's a metal trigger face. It doesn't have an end blade safety.
I like that. I like the
That's
feel
good.
of the
It's simple.
shoe.
They didn't put a safety on this like a shield. That's good.
It doesn't have a magazine release safety.
Right. I like that. no mag safety net. Those are good, but as it shoots, with the competition, like we said at the outset, it comes in a distant, I don't know, third, fourth?
Yeah, if that.
And again, if it works for you, if you have an HG9 SC and you say, yeah, the trigger really, really works for me, I'm happy for you. That's just my information. That's all.
You're putting together some good groups though.
Not too bad. I'm really having to work hard at it though. Like, this trigger is horrendous. I hate it. Really a bad trigger. Really, it's unforgivable at this point.
Well,
that they come out with a trigger this shitty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's cool. In a vacuum, it works fairly well.
And like you said, in 2008, it would have been just fine.
It's a time warp, man.
By the way, your PPS, that trigger pulls kind of the same way.
That's if we had
your PPS has a stiff trigger on it, but it breaks a lot cleaner than the Honor Guard does. This trigger is stiff, but man, it is crisp. You know exactly when the PPS trigger is going to break. It's like a glass rod.
This thing should be out of date. This is seen as like old-fashioned.
Right.
It's a little too heavy. It's too big of a footprint. It's got a high bore. Yet for some reason, this thing that came out like 14 years later is still
it's the same gun.
Achieving near parity with it.
Well, same gun in its overall approach.
Yeah.
And one of those things, here comes a negative thing, and this is a really big thing with me. It's a polymer pistol. We've established it's not a second cool piece. It weighs 23.2 ounces.
Good heavens.
This is 21 ounces, dude. And that was back in 2008. I mean, it came out before then, but that's when we got it. Dude. Now, we did say in another pistol review, keep watching all the videos, that sometimes that weight's good. It allows you to shoot it. It settles the gun down. But I don't really apply that to a polymer pistol. If you're going to do a polymer pistol, and this is very consistent, philosophically speaking in TMP, make it light.
Yeah.
Make it light. Yes, we're going to show you some options that get it right. You've seen some already. This is lighter than that. Am I right in that?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
This is lighter than that. Okay. We'll just leave that on the back burner for now. It irritates the heck out of me. I don't like it. On we go to the slide. Here's another, again, I'm sorry, but another negative thing. This gun to me, as it sits in hand, it feels, okay, and that's all I'm talking about. It feels like it's way out there. It feels like the bore axis is like worse than an XDM. And I've always criticized XDMs, say so high in hand. Actually, the PPS does too. I feel like the PPS sits really high in hand. And let me hold that. So it seems like this, but worse. Because this seems better than the HG9. And let me tell you why. So I started thinking, and then I got an idea. I'll take the slide assembly off. That includes the recoil spring, the recoil rod, the barrel, and I'll weigh it. How much do you think it weighs in the Honor Guard HG9 SC?
I'm going to guess it's close to 7/8 of a pound.
Boy, you
because I'm pretty sure all up in the end, this thing felt like a 1911
you didn't look,
when it was loaded.
You didn't look, did you?
No,
that's a great guess. 15 ounces.
That makes sense.
Okay, and then I took the slide assembly off a P365 and weighed it 12.2 ounces. Speaking of 2008, then I took it off Glock 43 and weighed it. A gun just like this one right here, coming out of system, 12.4 ounces. Okay, you may say, well, that's just a couple ounces. Not so fast.
Those represent
not so fast, cowboy.
Generations of development.
Yes, and you have a very small gun, so that extra weight is exaggerated.
Yeah.
It feels heavier than it is. I'm not saying this is a super heavy gun. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that it's ungainly in the hand. I'm saying to me, and I think to you, because you remarked about this, it seems like it has a high bore and there's a lot of weight topside.
Yep.
Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Okay. And the reason is this assembly here is heavy.
It reminded me...
No one is talking about that.
It feels kind of like a 1911. Like one of the smaller officer sight. You hold it and you're like, what is this made out of? It's so...
It feels
It's heavier than you'd expect because you'd expect something like that.
Right.
Like, oh, it should be not that bad.
Okay, so that's that. It's heavy. It's heavy. These slide serrations, they look good, don't they?
I love them.
They look good. I do not love them. I think they're rounded and they don't provide really good purchase. Again, in competitive options, we'll see some simple executions of slide serrations that get it right.
They will also
I don't think these are correctly done.
Disgusting. Show me one of these that's been carried for like a year in the waistband.
I'm okay with that.
It'll be filled with skin.
Totally okay with that.
hair.
I love it. Well, not hair. That's gross. Okay, so here's top side. Of course, the sights are pretty good.
I like them.
I love the front orange dot on it. I like the 3-dot variety. They're kind of inset and shadow protected right here.
Your favorite U shape?
They well, I'm warmed up to it more than I used to be on the U-shaped notch in the rear. I generally don't like it to this day, but I can deal with it.
It's got that flat edge so you can shoot your balls off.
Yeah, ledge front sight so you can rack it single-handed. Way too much made out of that. These are a Glock 43 dovetail, so that's good.
That's I love when manufacturers are smart enough to do that.
Smart. Should have used Glock Mags too. That would have been awesome. That would have been cool. Okay, and I got to mention this. Okay, on the field strip, and we're not going to do it here on camera. I'm going to show you some inset video. One thing I noticed, it's easy enough to take apart. That's not the problem. However, I don't hear anybody talking about this. Getting that recoil rod assembly back in is a real mother. It's not captured. There's 2 recoil springs, and to wedge it back in, and you have to orientate it perfectly. And it does talk about this in the manual. It's tricky. In fact, it's one of the more difficult pistols I've seen to date. Can you believe that?
Which, surprisingly, disassembly is something that is high up on the list of purchasing criteria.
They want it to be simple.
Read about how like police departments and militaries will do that. It's one of those things that to us it doesn't matter that much as normal consumers, but when you talk about it, they're like, yeah, it's out.
Well, if you talk about LE agencies, government agencies, absolutely, because it creates a time expense for them to explain and train everybody on how to put it. And we're not saying this is a difficult pistol, but there is a gotcha there.
Yep.
But if you have a gun that takes more effort and it's not intuitive, it's going to cost you money and time.
Harder to
as an agency.
Harder to keep parts.
Hey guys, this is how you put. No, that's not how you do it. Now we got to go back. Okay, the class is going to go a half hour longer because so many of the students didn't put the gun together. I've been there.
Yep.
I've seen it with an M9. People putting like an M9, which is super simple to take apart and put back together, but they still screwed it up. External extractor here on the HG9 SC.
Awesome.
Again, we're giving it full props for its ambidextrous quality. So if you are a lefty, despite what we're saying, this might be on your list of shopping options. Here's the magazine. It's going to come with 2 magazines, right? 7 and an 8 rounder. So the flat base there is a 7. This is an 8 rounder. It's extended. That's cool. The magazines gave us no problems. I don't remember them being too hard to load. How about you?
They kind of bum me out, to be honest with you.
Do you? Do they?
Yeah, because I mean, I got single stack, but then it's got like partial double stack dimensions.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a shield mag, and I have seen some guys talk about that. They said, well, they stole the shield magazine design. Okay. I think they stole the FN front attachment system, which I hate. So it has a nib here. I'm not so concerned with this pistol because it's not going into an LBE vest.
I just don't like it because, like in my shorts, when I use the mag carrier pockets, I probably won't be able to fit in 2 of these.
Yeah.
Whereas something single stack like a 938, I can fit doubles because they're slender enough.
The quality of the mags seem good.
Yeah.
But remember the weight of the gun, 23.2 ounces, and you're getting a single stack. Again, maybe an older technology. Maybe. It just depends on what you need. We have mentioned it in other pistol reviews that some guys say, hey, 7's enough.
Yeah.
7's enough. And we still carry guns that are single stack. We don't just like drop them. They're still in our systems. You're going to see most of the guns on the table are hot coming out of a Nut & Fancy clan system. Am I right?
Yeah. But the thing
Motorcycle, vehicle, carry system. Go.
Like, I carry my 938 because it has more panache.
Right.
It's
a second cool thing. This doesn't have second cool.
Trying to look like it's function and throwing away all style and then not really hitting the mark. So
okay.
It's bulkier, it's thicker, it's bigger, I feel like I'm sacrificing too much when you have awesome. Because once you get to this form factor, what's the excuse for not getting a Glock 26? That was the old thing we said with the
You
PPS.
got a point there. The Glock 26 to this day remains one of my all-time top recommended carry guns because you can hit amazingly with it and it has a good rounds capacity. Yeah. By the way, the sales on the Glock 26 are still smoking.
Yep.
They still fly. Even with the P365. It's pretty funny. The magazine price, by the way, on their website is $45, which is not inexpensive. You can get 2 for $80. All that's subject to change.
That's a lot of money.
I did talk to a TMPer recently, and it was James W. And he said if a gun magazine is $40, he's out. He thinks that's too expensive.
I understand that, though.
And he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
Like you. And he doesn't have a lot of money. He's like, yeah, I'll wait till I can find one used or something. So just keep that in mind.
I sympathize with that because sometimes people go, yeah, just get this pistol, and then you start going, well, I need like 5 or 6. Well, what happens if mags get restricted? Well, okay, now I need 10.
That's
I
correct.
Need 20.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention about the trigger, it does have a molded-in trigger stop for some reason. Okay, not sure why. That's the end of features. On we go to how it's shot. You mentioned this. I think we touched on it. Recreational pistol? Yes? No?
Mm-mm.
No. I wouldn't say I like hated shooting the HG9. I'm not going to say that, but it didn't grow on me.
Yeah.
And I've shot a lot of guns.
It's hard to describe what makes
Middle.
a pistol fun to shoot.
Yeah.
They have to have character of something, whether it's historical character,
Agree.
collectability, interest, and a weird system or some design or something. This is a nondescript, like PlayStation 2 polygon model that was brought into reality.
It's a competent pistol.
It's fine.
It was very reliable, and we really want to underscore that through our shooting, we didn't experience any stoppages, any problems with Honor Guard HG9 SC, so thumbs up to that. That's awesome. But shootability, for me personally, I think a lot of it had to do with the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm not on board. Nice. Yeah, you're on it. You like it?
Oh, the traction. This up here is...
I hate that
I hate the slope because you can't reset, so you'll get a good shot and it jumps out of position.
It's also got a really high bore axis.
Yeah.
Actually, middle left, too. 5 rounds, middle left. Good trigger pulls. See, that's a, oh, wait. That's a failure to go in a battery there.
We'll do it again.
Would you buy that gun? I don't like it.
Too many options.
Yeah, that sucks. It's very crude, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it feels like it has a high bore axis to me, like sticking way out there, a lot of weight, topside. I don't like that.
Yeah, just chunky.
Compared to other guns we're going to show you. It also reminded me of maybe a worse Springfield Hellcat, which is right here. It's been here the whole time. Competitive options, here we go. I love this gun.
And this is where I feel like it's almost not fair. Because
this is a double stack.
Weight-wise, you get so much more capacity, a way better trigger. The price is not
the trigger
worlds
dominates the Honor Guard. This trigger is way better. And as you mentioned, it's lighter. The Hellcat empty, 18.6 ounces.
See?
That's the new wave of carry pistols.
Yeah.
And this is the old wave, as we've established. But now, price differences, I don't think the HG9 is that inexpensive. Around $450 or so.
That's the thing.
I don't know. I forget offhand.
If you get bare bones ones, I think it can get in mid-3s.
But go with something that's going to really turn you on. And I have the hot on here because this is an active gun coming out of system. But the Hellcat is outstanding. It shoots so good. I did say the Hellcat also has kind of a higher bore axis, or so it seems to me. This is just a perception. Just like the Honor Guard. It seems like it really reminds me of this gun, but a worse version of it. It's just my mileage. Consider the Hellcat. We love it. We actually ended up buying this one from Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. This is our Hellcat for the reason you're seeing right here. It's a great cast member. Fantastic stippling, mag release, trigger. The controls are nice. Look at these controls. So that's what we're talking. These controls are done right. Sight serration's done right. Great sights. U-notch again. And the magazine capacity, dude. Seriously? Look at that.
See? That's the kind of form factor
Look at
I was expecting.
13 plus 1 in a Hellcat, and it weighs 19 ounces. Holy balls.
That's what I literally thought this was a double stack that we were underloading for the review just to test out. And I was like, oh, we're just a half.
Let's talk about the accuracy of the Honor Guard. Let's see what you got there. This is the first time we've seen it.
So.
Oh. Honor Defense Honor Guard.
Yep.
I hear good things about these guns.
Yep. The extended mag is nice. Give you a full grip.
Yeah, but it's still, what, 7-rounder?
Yeah, it's not a lot. Yep. All right,
They
well.
supposedly tested that gun with 1.2 million rounds fired, not a single jam.
Really? Yeah.
I may have extended that number slightly.
Let's do it.
But it was a lot.
Yeah. Well, out here we can find one. All right.
9-yard standing, desert, honored defense.
Oh, that was me.
That trigger's not awesome, is it?
Not great. Not awesome. It's a little long. It's not terribly gritty, but it's long. Okay. So I'm hitting low left. Okay. Yeah.
You're not digging it, are you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Is it shooting left for you?
It is shooting left and a little low. No,
Okay.
It could be my presses. Maybe I'm squeezing that trigger so hard I'm actually pushing them that way.
The trigger's not great.
Yeah. So.
It's good. I don't think it's magical by any means, though. Here's Sean, the TMPer, who also shot it. This is operational out in the desert. Look at that. So that's 9-yard standing, and Sean's a good shooter, by the way. He shoots all the time. Look at that. That's not a good group. Good group. Not a good group. Not a good group. Granted, these are telescopic targets. They're not really meant for pistols. Here comes my groupings with it. Not much different. And you can see it shooting high for me. You see my point of aim right there that I circled, high left. I gave that an up arrow. That's one of the better groups I got out of it. By way of comparison, a P365 at 9-yard standing, I can get them easily. I wouldn't say easily, I gotta work, but easily within the orange square right here.
Yeah.
This is Tactical Doodle at 7 yards, and oh my gosh, I'm glad we write notes on our targets because I forgot this. You had a failure to go into battery.
That was with this one.
Yeah, it was. It was the honor guard. I thought it was with another gun.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh. I'm glad I wrote that down because I totally forgot about that.
Interesting.
So we didn't have stoppages, but we did have multiple failures to go into battery.
Yeah.
Right? Remember I was telling you to slam the slide home?
Yeah.
You had that about 4 times as I recollect, so maybe not 100%. We'll add that. Groupings here, 7 yards. This is indoor range. Kind of the same thing. We're not seeing magical accuracy. That's a good group right there. I'd say the accuracy is good. Fair to good with our shooting, and maybe it's because we suck. Other competitive options. Well, we've been talking about it. The Glock 43, y'all.
Dude.
What is not to like about a Glock 43?
Honestly, if you're watching this wondering whether to buy this or not, this is just going to be a laundry list of things you should be looking for on the used market before getting this new.
Dude.
Because the 43...
Good luck finding a 43
The 43
used. Good luck.
destroys this thing.
And then we'll show them this. So here's an ETS 10-rounder. Mag that you can get for your 43. You can carry that as your additional magazine.
Hide it
This is a
between your
gray
cheeks.
version. Low bore axis, super reliable. I have a magazine extension on this one. You have all types of aftermarket stuff for the Glock 43s, 42s for that matter. It's just as, actually it's slimmer than the Honor Guard. It's lighter weight. The weight on this is insane. Dude, it's not even close. Not even close. I'd buy a 43 way before. I don't care if it's more money. How about you? Hello? How about you?
No way. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I know.
And keep in mind, this is largely going to be carried on your person, in your pants.
Right.
I can see, sometimes I've heard guys complain about the Glock 43 saying it doesn't fit their hands. If you got like real fat paws, I could maybe see that being an argument in favor. You want really spacious controls.
So I just weighed this fully loaded. It's lighter than the Honor Guard HG9. It's 21 ounces,
Sheesh.
fully loaded. That's with an extended magazine plate. Dude, there you go. Glock 43 all day long, accurate, reliable, fun to shoot. That is a fun gun to shoot, the 43. And then of course you got the P365, y'all. Show them that one. Insane.
Which
Insane.
is arguably the gold standard now
It is the
of
gold
carry
standard.
guns.
Still. The
Somewhat.
Hellcat's good. The Mossberg MC1 SC's decent, but dude, Yeah, we know it's more money. Just save up. Save up. The P365, it's much lighter than the Honor Guard. Much lighter, has a lot more firepower. We mentioned the weight already. What, 19 ounces empty? There's really no issues with that gun. Great trigger on it. The XL is even cooler in some ways. Kind of a do-all pistol.
Yeah.
There you go. How about that PPS? Would you have a PPS or an Honor Guard HG9?
That's what's funny. The PPS would be my pick over this.
Yeah, it would me too.
And when we did the PPS review, the question was, why the hell are you buying this instead of a Glock 26?
Right.
Because size-wise, they're about the same.
But that was a long time ago, and that's all that was really out. By the way, our love for the Glock 26, as we mentioned, is not diminished.
Still my main carry.
How about this one? Speaking of weight, if weight is super critical to you, and I still love it, the Kel-Tec Pf9, y'all, back in the house. Yeah, I haven't sold it. Yeah, this is coming out of a motorcycle carry system. It's loaded. 15.2 ounces, y'all.
Sweet.
Same magazine capacity.
That thing's got some
serrations
staying
at work.
power.
Dude,
How long
it
has
is.
it been out and it's still competing?
And it still sells. They sell all the time. Some people hate it. I mean, it's snappy to shoot. It's not an enjoyable recreational piece by any means, but it's super slim. It carries so well. The latest generations are reliable. Dude, PF9. We got to wrap it up. We'll be here all day. We're not saying this is a garbage pistol by any means. The Honor Guard... Honor Defense, Honor Guard, I hate those names, by the way, because they're complicated.
Yeah.
They just don't roll off the tongue. I always interchange them. The HG9 SC, it's a good pistol. Mostly. I mean, like we mentioned, failures to go into battery. It has fair to good accuracy, great traction. And end of things we really are excited about on it. And there's a lot of stuff we're not excited about.
Yeah.
It feels top heavy. The trigger's not that great. And it's heavy overall. Yeah, so.
Yeah, somewhere out there, some guy he's got too big of hands for most of these other things, so the size is a bonus. Maybe he likes the weight because he can shoot it better. It'll fit some people in some niche that is not emphasized.
For sure, HG9 SC owners will be here at the video. Welcome, glad to have you. And maybe you love the gun.
There you go.
Good for you, dude. Love it, shoot it,
Nice.
but it's going to come in a distant second to every gun we've put on the table. Oh, I forgot this one. The Ruger LC9S.
Also great.
Look at the wear we put on this one. This is a carry pistol, so TD Cerakoted this. Dude, this is lighter still.
I don't know how
Still lighter. 17.4 ounces empty, same rounds capacity as the HG9 SC. I'd way buy this before I would that.
Absolutely.
Despite it having some issues. It's not perfect. Look, it has a slanted, slick trigger guard too, and I criticized it in the tabletop review. I railed on Ruger for it. It's like, why don't you get your trigger guard right? But here you see what I did. It works, and it's accurate, really accurate, and really fun to shoot. The trigger is completely fixed on the LC9S. What were you going to say?
I was just wondering how you managed to scrape the crap out of that thing when it's living in a soft case all the time.
It's going in and out of holsters all the time. So I train with it, and so that's holster presentation wear
cool.
inside the waistband and shoulder holster. So I train with this gun since I carry it. So I practice with it. SR71 on the table. Actually, that's not a SR71. That's a YF12.
Ooh.
Did you know that? So the CIA version. So it's a predecessor to the SR71. They actually wanted it to be an interceptor, I think. And then we have an American-made SOG. I believe this is made in America. This is an Aegis AT in Cryo D2. Look at this, dudes. Link below. Awesome. Not inexpensive, but you guys like American knives? Pony up.
Yep.
Pony up. Link below. Support SOG. We have an imported knife right here, a Civivi Courser. Fantastic. Shown a lot in some tabletop reviews. It's such a great blade. Really inexpensive. Superb quality for the price paid. Fantastic. It's been milling around here, as you can see, since 2018. This is a limited edition Victorinox Spartan in Amazon.
That's cool.
Link below. That is a cool handle scale. Translucent TMP blue.
They don't do a lot of blues for Victorinox, do they?
I've seen them off and on, but not a lot of them.
Doesn't
Depends
seem
on the
common.
knife. I signed this one. I know what you're thinking. Dude, do a TMP version of it. Maybe we will. Got to sign off. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being part of the donation community here in TMP, making this GRV possible. If you have an HG9, you're enjoying it, I say don't sell it.
Yeah.
Some tells me I'm going to see some in the used gun counter.
Yeah.
Probably in the next few years. That's just my prediction. Over now.